Question number 3, at what age should I start looking at FEGLI Option B alternatives? And the nature of this question came when reviewing a federal employee's FEGLI and what the optional coverages that they had. This person had option B, and they saw when we ran all the numbers that the cost for option B is going to go up tremendously, right? It's going to go up exponentially as they get older. Once you hit age 40, prices increase for option B every 5 years. At about age 50, 55, 60, that increase starts to get significant. And it starts to impact your bottom line. Meaning more is coming out of your paycheck each pay period to pay for option B, and it may not be beneficial for you anymore. It may not seem as cost effective. So what people try to do, and what federal employees I've seen do, is they're going to look at alternatives because they still want to keep that life insurance. They're going to look at alternatives to option B to hopefully save money. Now, the thought process here is, at what age is it going to be most beneficial for me? Right? Because while I'm young as a federal employee, that price with FEGLI Option B is very cheap. And at some point, it's going to get too expensive. So, where is that line crossing where it's going to be now beneficial for me to start looking at Option B alternatives? That was the nature of this question. At what age will it be most beneficial? And here's my general statement. If you're in great health, good health, average health, better than average health, or let's say excellent or great health, if you think you're eligible or will be eligible for private life insurance coverage, I would say that it's beneficial to look at option B alternatives at any age. Any age. Why is that? Because over time, if we look at total cost of money over time, or total cost for life insurance over time, no matter what age you start, if you're eligible for coverage, you're healthy enough for coverage, and you can get it with a private life insurance company, it will be more cost effective no matter what age you get it, because it's kind of relative, right? Option B is very cheap when you're younger. Well, guess what else is very cheap when you're younger? Private life insurance. Now, why is it beneficial to get it when you're super young? Because that cost will be locked in for the duration of the plan that you have, usually with private life insurance, right? If you get a term policy, because right now you've got group term with FEGLI Option B. If you want to go with private term insurance, that cost is going to be locked in for the duration of the term. It's not going to increase at age 40, 45, 50, and so on. So in most cases, if you're healthy enough to qualify for private life insurance, it will be cost effective as soon as you see this at any age. So the earlier you can start, the better. And the more money you're going to ultimately save compared to the rising costs of FEGLI Option B. If you want a full FEGLI Option B scenario run for you to see this in plain English, in black and white, you can see the numbers. Again, reach out to us. We can do an Option B scenario and compare what the cost would be with private life insurance versus sticking with the rising cost of FEGLI Option B insurance. And I can tell you, again, by the time you realize it's costing you too much, it might be too late, and you could have saved a ton of money if you started earlier. So it's never too early to start looking at alternatives to FEGLI Option B in order to save money over time.